Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, they're going to toss it. Never got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 8 of the Simability Racing League. We're here at Lanier Speedway for 100 laps tonight. We are coming to you live on JP Broadcasting Network on YouTube. Welcome. It is going to be one great race tonight. 14 drivers to field here tonight. Let's take a look at our track facts. 81 degrees Fahrenheit here today, so a little bit warmer for these drivers. Not as much horsepower coming out of them. And just over a quarter mile in length for this racetrack. We're going to see a lot of issues coming out of turn number 2 and turn number 4. Watch out for drivers getting into that wall. It jumps up and bites you real quick. You almost feel like you're turning the entire time around this racetrack. Coming out right now, we got Tom Johnson, currently your points leader after 7 rounds. Don Koneman was 13 points behind last week, and this week he drops that point lead down to 8 points. So Koneman on the chase for Tom Johnson. Mr. Consistency up front, but he really needs to get out there and I think win a couple races this season. We have a longer season and the points battle is going to be a lot closer. So I think we need to see that 23 possibly win a couple races this year. And Lanier is definitely a place that he's going to be able to do it. He's currently 5th quick on the time charts, about a 10th off Koneman's pace. And that can definitely be made up with Racecraft as that number 23. Is one amazing racer. I'm guessing all that snow that he got this past night has got him a little sore and a little tired. But other than that, we've got a really close points battle. Travis Zudema not too far out. He's only 12 points behind Don Koneman. They're in 3rd. Chris Robert's just a few points behind there. And Billy Wise currently sitting 5th place in the championship. Only a few more minutes left to go here. Drivers in practice. They get a 60-minute practice. Looks like we have just under 3 minutes left to go. Don Koneman at top of the chart and Travis Zudema, that number 90 machine. He is currently 2nd on the speed charts. And Andrew Smith in the number 87. See him and there you go. Coming out of turn 2. That's something you're going to see quite a bit coming out of turn 2. But Andrew Smith in the number 87 currently clocked at 3rd quickest here. Could we see a win for Andrew Smith tonight in that number 87 machine? I'm sure he would be glad to have that. We see him working his way up, battling with Travis Zudema for those most positions gained in a night, and with the speed that he's got tonight, he's not too far off Koneman and Zudema. With the speed he has tonight, he could possibly take a win here at Lanier, so we'll keep an eye on that number 87 machine. Billy Wise in that 32 looks like he might be struggling with the track here just a little bit. Currently 8th quickest, so he was 5th in the points battle, so he's going to have a little bit of work to do this evening to try to gain some more points on the drivers in front of them. The point system as it is with the amount of drivers we have, that's the maximum amount of points. So with 14 drivers registered right now, the winner will get 14 points and the last place finisher will get 1. Over 20 races, that makes the point standings very, very close and makes each position count that much more, because we did see last year with our original point system, it came down just to a couple points at the end of the season between Koneman and Johnson ended up taking that victory and taking that championship over just a matter of a couple points on the last race. So this is even going to make it even closer and make it even more crucial for good, consistent finishes and finish these up towards the front and possibly even some wins to really get the maximum amount of points. It'd be really nice to have 20 drivers on track, and it'd make a really big points day, because you know, the more people that show up, the more possible points you can get, and that is definitely important. So it's ever changing around here, and these drivers are living up to it. Just under 30 seconds left to go in practice. Don Koneman at the top of the charts, Travis Zunema in second, Andrew Smith in third, Chris Robert's fourth, and Tom Johnson rounding out the top 5. We are about ready to get qualifying underway. We know there's a few drivers that do not qualify, Zunema being one of them. I believe Smith is one of them. So we will have to take a look and see who can top the chart out today. And that's going to be it. And we're going to get ready to watch the qualifying work through as drivers start popping up to get on track. We will keep track of what is going on and possibly take a ride along with one of our drivers so you can actually get a feel of how it is. We got Billy Wise on track. Let's take a ride with Billy Wise and see a lap around Lanier. Definitely tell that he's not totally comfortable with that car quite yet, as he clocks in a 13.45 and Koneman goes to the top of the charts with a 13.17. See if we can possibly catch another driver hopping out on track that we can go take a ride with. There we go. We got Brian Lowhead getting on the racetrack in that number 24 machine. He's showing his thug nuts, but that is Brian Lowhead. And he's coming to the green flag for his lap, staying really, really low. That's going to really cut his entrance and his apex. He's going to have to slow down quite a bit through that corner to make that corner on the inside. So we'll look to see if he actually moves it up towards the wall. No, he's going to stay down. Oh, yeah, he does move up towards the wall just a little bit there. And he's going to call it there. And he's going to put it 6th quick with a 13.44. 11 drivers qualified. 3 more left to go. And it's 2 of our usual, Andrew Smith and Travis Zunema down at the back, who have not qualified yet. And it looks like Jacob DeGrand there has not put in a lap quite yet. Other than that, all the rest of our drivers have gotten their laps in. It looks like Koneman is up top. Roberge in second. Tom Johnson third. Stephen Kiefer fourth. And Daniel Cook going to take the top 5 spots away. And only 2.5 tenths of a second separate those guys. But now it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. If you please rise, remove your caps, and join me in the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, Billy Wise, for that awesome rendition of our Star Spangled Banner. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. JP Broadcasting here, live with the Simability SK Super Series. We're about to do 100 laps here at Lanier, and Don Koneman has taken the pole for today's race. He's running the 99 number in honor of Johnny Berardi. Still not able to make the field with us, so best wishes there to Johnny. Hope you're joining us here in the chat tonight. Here is your starting lineup. Don Koneman taking that pole. Chris Robert's in the number 98 machine. Going to be starting to his outside. Tom Johnson putting himself right where he needs to be in that number 23 machine, starting inside row number 2 with Stephen Kiefer to his outside. Row number 3 is Daniel Cook and Brian Lowhead in that number 24 on the outside. Billy Wise rolling off 7th in that number 32 with Dalton Brown in the 33 right to his outside. Harrison Chandler is going to be starting 9th with Thomas Wise rounding out the top 10. Bobby Wise is going to be the last driver to put in a lap time. He's going to be rolling off 11th. And then Travis Zudema, Andrew Smith, and Jacob DeGrand are going to round out your field. Pace cars rolling. Cars are rolling. We're ready to go racing here with the Simability Racing League. 0.3 miles this racetrack. Just over a quarter mile. So these guys not going to be a whole lot of time. 13 and a half second laps. It's going to be a quick race. We're glad you're here and joining us. Don Koneman once again going to lead them to the green for the first time this evening. Round number 8 out of 20. Still 12 more races left to go in this championship battle, and things are really starting to heat up at the front of the field. Pace car makes that dive to the inside. Koneman hits the stripe. Green flag in the air. We're racing at Lanier. Harrison Chandler going way up front, trying to make it 3 wide, but we're side by side all the way through. Tom Johnson gets out in front of Kiefer, and they're still side by side behind. Billy Wise looks to possibly make it 3 wide, but he thinks twice about it. And Lowhead and Brown just hung out to dry on the outside. So pretty good start of the race so far. Travis Zudema has already got himself up 4 positions to 8th place. Great start for Zudema. And you see Andrew Smith in that 87. He's working on the back of Lowhead. He's going to pull it inside out of turn number 4, and he is going to take that spot from Lowhead, move him up to 9th. Both of those drivers up 4 positions from their original starting spot. Out front, Don Koneman and the number 99 machine has got himself a nice little lead over top of Chris Robert. Just over a half a second the gap between him and Robert. And Tom Johnson currently riding in 3rd, kind of all by himself. He does have Kiefer a little bit behind, but then you've got a whole gaggle of cars behind Cook. You got Wise and Chandler, and Zudema's coming up in there really, really fast. Pay attention to that number 90 machine. He has been on the podium a couple times in a row here, and he is looking to take one of these wins home. He had the speed to do it last week, but wasn't able to do it. And now we've got some battling going on, side-by-side action. That 90 wants to get by as fast as he can. He might take 2 cars here in 1 and 2, and he does. Side-by-side with Billy Wise going into turn 3 and 4. He runs a little high, but so does Wise. He's going to take that spot. Move Travis Zudema up to 6th position. What a drive by Zudema so far. Harrison Chandler taking that spot from Billy Wise, and now Andrew Smith is going to stick his nose inside. Really close, he bumps him. Oh, and we got our first caution of the night. Billy Wise spun around in turn number 2. Andrew Smith just stuck his nose a little farther than where he wanted to be. And that is going to be our caution flag. Billy Wise gets back going. Leaders stay avoided from it, but I believe Brian Lowhead got into Billy Wise. Let's take a peek at what happened there. that didn't show very much, did it? Oh, we got to go back a little bit further. So you see the 87, he doesn't have him clear, but he tries, he gets a little too close, thinks that he's clear, and Billy gets the list of it. And there it is. Brian Lowe had a hard head-to-head impact, and it looks like Bobby Wise gets into the back of Lowhead just a little bit. That is a very tough break for those drivers, and that is our first caution flag. And it looks like I do not have a lap counter. And we're... Sorry, folks. I got this, this new overlay here for the race here, and we don't have a lap counter to show how many laps we have to go. So apologies for that. We are currently on lap number 14. There's 86 more laps to go, and we're going back green flag racing. Don Koneman gets on the loud pedal. Tom Johnson down below Chris Roberge. And Tom Johnson going to try to battle for that second place and try to get the track's position while he can. And Travis Zunema working on Daniel Cook on the outside. We see Lowhead pulling it back out. Can Zunema get it done? On him, Tom Johnson and Chris Roberge still battling it out side by side for second position. And that's going to allow Koneman to get away, so they can't be battling for too long, or Koneman is going to be there. Zunema still trying to get Chandler, and there he is into the wall. Zunema into the wall. That's going to slow him down. Oh, and Cook now washes up a little bit. That's going to make Zunema lose a few positions and possibly a little bit of his temper. That'll happen almost 20 laps in. There we go. Now we've got the lap counter up there for you. Currently starting lap number 20. Tom Johnson still fighting that inside, trying to battle with Chris Roberge. Meanwhile, Don Koneman got over a second of the lap on these guys now. Oh, Johnson really trying to hold the inside, losing a lot of speed there. That's why Roberge is still hanging on the outside. Johnson really needs to wash up one more lane to really get that speed coming out of the corner and not have to slow down so much in the corner. That's where Roberge is saving him right there, right in the middle of the corner. Johnson has to slow down so much being that low to make the inside and not go that Roberge is allowed to stay on that outside. But Roberge gets into the wall a little bit there. But I think Johnson is going to lose this battle with Roberge. With as low as he is staying on the racetrack, it is really killing a lot of his speed, giving plenty of racing room, but really not the optimal line that far down on the bottom. So these two possibly going to be battling out for a long time, and this is starting to pack up the drivers behind him. Kiefer, Chandler, Cook, Brown, and Zunema still working his way back up from that issue. And Andrew Smith in the 87, our third quickest in practice. He's back in 10th. Not sure if he's got some issues or whatnot, but he is kind of staying back. Tom Johnson, Chris Roberge still going at it. Harrison Chandler working on Stephen Kiefer. Chandler's going to take the fourth place position away. And now Daniel Cook going to look at taking Kiefer, and Chris Roberge there just gets in front of Johnson. Not sure if Johnson let him go or made a mistake, but 98, he's going to hold on to that second place position. Meanwhile, Don Koneman out front has got a 2.5 second lead. This is the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. You see Travis Zunema going to the inside of Stephen Kiefer. Give that position to Zunema. He is up to 6th. He is going to try to work on him. Something going on up front. Chandler trying to work on Johnson, but we've got Bobby Wise. We've seen him there. He's up really, really slow around the top of the racetrack. He's up top, but he does come down just a little bit, and Billy Wise still back down in 14th position. He's got his car fixed, but looks like he's still struggling a little bit with that thing, as he's got a few drivers there coming up behind him, and those are Brian Lowhead about to come around, but our leader going to be coming up on him very, very shortly, completing lap number 33. We're a third of the way through the race here, and he's got almost a 2-second lead over top of Chris Roberts, but the battle is in back for like 5th and 6th. Travis Zunema is still working all over the tailpipe of that number 11, Daniel Cook. See Harrison Chandler there. He got by Tom Johnson for 3rd. Now he's going to work on Chris Roberts. Take a look up at the top of the charts, and you'll be able to see your favorite drivers' quickest times so far after almost 40 laps here. Don Koneman is up front, Chris Roberts in 2nd, and Harrison Chandler 3rd. Closest battle on track is Travis Zunema trying to get around Daniel Cook. And now Johnson's slowing up a little bit where Daniel Cook is on his tail. So this is now becoming a 3-way battle for that 4th position. Oh, and Cook gets into Johnson. Johnson sideways. Oh, and now that's definitely no caution thrown there so far. And now there is. Tom Johnson backs up in front of traffic. Not sure if he hit anybody or not, but that is a really, really crappy situation for Tom Johnson. Let's take a look at what happened there. Levin just kind of dives it in the bottom and thinks he can hold it and gets into the 23. That's impatience at its finest there. Oh, and Bobby Wise was right there when the 23 tried to come up. And that's why he was facing backwards. So there it is, your first or second caution of the night here. And it is just at lap number 40. We're now 43 laps complete in this thing. We're almost at halfway. Don Koneman leads. Chris Roberts in 2nd. Harrison Chandler up 6 positions is now in 3rd. And then Travis Zunema, the man on the move, he's up 8 positions. He's gained those spots back that he missed. And he's back up to 4th position. And Stephen Kiefer, the number 22 machine, still hanging out in the top 5 as he has all race. Pretty good one going on so far. Tom Johnson and Billy Wise currently being shown a lap down at the moment. I believe Billy Wise is probably going to get the lucky dog, and he's going to get that point, as Tom Johnson was involved in the accident. I believe that would give Billy Wise the lucky dog and the bonus point for the lucky dog in the race here. And the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get going back racing one more time. Don Koneman, your leader, he's going to lead them to the back, or to the green. That swagger in. He's coming back. That pace car is going to pull into the inside. He's on the loud pedal. Green flag, back in the gear. Lap number 47. 53 more laps to go. Harrison Chandler trying to take the bottom side on Chris Roberts. Can he fare any better than Tom Johnson did? Roberts did a great job of battling on that outside. Can he clear that number 29? Roberts holding the great line on that outside, giving plenty of racing room to the car below. And Harrison Chandler, he can't even see him right now, as they're right side by side. The drivers have a little bit more vision than we do, but as you see there, Chris Roberts clears him on the outside. Chandler not going to get there by turn 3, and that is going to leave those two there. But now Chandler has got Zudema all over his bumper, and Koneman's now starting to get a nice gap over top of these drivers once more. Bears and Harrison Chandler still going at it, but that number 90 machine really trying to assert it. He wants that podium spot. Third place is right there again, and that number 29 is in his way. He's not the type to really move you out of the way, but he's the type to find a way around you. Keep an eye on him. Oh, there's Andrew Smith in that 87, all of a sudden up to 6th position. On the move as well. We've got a couple drivers moving up in the front, and it's starting to get a little crowded up here. This three-way battle for the front is not the only one we have on the track. Brian Lohead working on Thomas Wybe. That's a battle for 9th position. There you see Tom Johnson. He's got his lap back, and he's currently back in 11th. Working on Thomas Wybe to get back into the top 10, but he really has a little ways to go to score some points on Don Koneman, who is up front at the moment. Harrison Chandler still trying to hold off the 90 while trying to reel in the 98. Pretty good racing going on here. Over halfway, you see we went racing with lap number 47, and we're at lap number 59 now. That quick is how fast it goes. 13 seconds a lap. And this is your battle for second. Chris Roberts currently up front. Oh, and the 14 goes all the way down. What is Bobby Wise doing down there? Wait, we missed him. He's down. He's trying to stay really low. Hopefully he can get back up to the outside of the track, because riding below that yellow line is really dangerous if you come up on someone who's running that low line. So we'll keep an eye on that. See what's going on there. Steven Kiefer has got a mirror full of Andrew Smith. Smith might be able to get down into turn 3. He dives it in. He touches Kiefer. Oh, Kiefer's not going to be happy about that. They both keep it straight and out of the wall. Move Andrew Smith up to 5th position. Still battling with Harrison Chandler. Zudema's fallen a little bit back. And they're starting to break that second gap down from Koneman. He's almost there, and they're actually reeling Koneman in just a little bit. He's dealing with some lap traffic of Billy Wise and Jacob DeGrand. So Koneman trying to take it easy, and that's allowing Chris Roberts and Harrison Chandler to catch back up. And Roberts is loving what he's seeing, because he is getting that much closer. Look how close he's gotten to Koneman. Koneman now going to have to really work, and there's a couple cars backwards on the back straightaway. They're down below the yellow line. But what is going on here? There's the caution. Daniel Cook and Brian Lohead. What happened there? Well, I'm not exactly sure what happened with these guys. Let's take a look at this one here. Looks like Daniel Cook. Looks like he got the apron a little bit. Maybe slowing down, and Lohead just gets into him, and they wreck down in the inside. But there you have it. Caution flag number 3. 67 laps complete. Don Koneman out front. Chris Roberts in second, and Harrison Chandler currently running third. That's going to put Roberts and Zudema on the outside for the restart. And that is not the preferred line, so watch out for Tom Johnson. Mr. Consistency. He's worked his way back up to 6th position. in those few laps we just had, and we are just on over 30 laps to go left in this race. It is going to go by very fast. 30 laps, I'm talking about possibly 6 minutes. So make sure you pull them seatbelts nice and tight. It is going to get wild. It's going to get crazy. And we're bringing it all to you right here on JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. This is the Simability SK Super Series. If you're interested in racing with these guys or learning what Simability is about, go down to simability.com. They are amazing people. They do amazing things for the sim racing community. And you can find all the information you need to make sim racing possible for you. We're going back racing on lap number 70. Koneman's on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air. 30 more laps to go here at Lanier for round number 8. Zunema now on the outside. He watched how Roberts held him off. Can Zunema get by Chandler? No, he's going to drop down in line so that way Kiefer does not get below him. And we're going to get single file all the way out through P6, but now Tom Johnson going to try to take that inside line on Kiefer for P number 5. And that's going to move him up into the top 5, and we just saw in the background Andrew Smith trying to work his way back up. Zunema's up to 4th. Smith started right behind him, and he was 3rd quick on the charts, but once he gets around these other cars, I think he leaves a little bit too, more room than he needs to. Just trying to be safe, and that's why he's a little bit slower when he's by himself, or a little bit faster when he's by himself than when he's in the pack. But that's good racecraft. He will pick up pace, just as we've seen a lot of these drivers pick up pace over the last few years. A bunch of new names coming to the front, finishing up in the top 3, and a bunch of new names really working towards the front of the field, which is pretty awesome to see. You know, we've been around with the Simability Racing League for a few years now, over multiple seasons, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to see how much all of these drivers have grown. I bet I know at least 8 or 10 of these drivers for at least 3 years, and to watch their growth and their competition level and these races is just absolutely incredible to watch, as we see Travis Zunema trying his best to try to get that P3 one more time. We've had an interview with Zunema the last few weeks, and he's trying to make it happen one more time. But Harrison Chandler, a very good driver in that number 29. He does make a few mistakes here and there, but not that many. So Zunema's really going to have to work for this one. He almost had the win last week, settled for P2. But now he's trying to get that P3 spot. Andrew Smith looks like he's taking the battle to Stephen Kiefer. He's going to try to take the 6th place position away. Those two running 2 totally different lines. So much space in between them while they're going through the corners. Good if someone slips up. Looks like Smith is going to get him coming out of turn number 2. Kiefer can battle on that outside, but he is not going to have enough to do it. Ooh, Andrew Smith up to 6th position. Travis Zunema currently our driver with the most positions gained. So that is good. Don Koneman working on more traffic here, under 20 laps to go. Harrison Chandler trying to make a move on Chris Roberts for 2nd. And we're still staying green flag. It's what we'd love to see. Green flag short track racing. Can Chandler get by Chris Roberts? Koneman is working on some lap traffic, so he is going to be a little slower. And one of these guys, if they can really push, they might be able to catch Koneman trying to deal with lap traffic, but they cannot have these two battling it out trying to get by them while they try to do that. So they're going to have to get a little bit of distance if Roberts can, if he can get some distance on Chandler and not give Chandler an opportunity to dive to the inside or gain any speed on him. He might be able to get Koneman coming through this traffic, but with 14 laps to go now, it is getting to crunch time. You really got to move. You see Chris Roberts still got 0.8 of a second, 3/4 of a second in between him and Koneman up there at the front. But you see Koneman starting to work on some lap traffic, and they're not really moving out of the way. There goes Daniel Cook. He's going to move to the outside for Koneman, but Koneman going to have a few more cars coming up before this race is over. And Harrison Chandler has got a few more. Where did Travis Zunema go? Travis Zunema off the racetrack. What happened to the Zoods? Oh, we got to take a quick peek. Got to take a quick peek off the action and see what happened to Travis Zunema. Coming out of the floor, he gets into the wall and climbs it. And looks like he's just going to pull it into the pits from there. So, tough break for Zunema. Up front, we're under 10 laps to go, and Koneman coming into a lot of traffic. Chris Robert's getting closer and closer to Don Koneman, and Harrison Chandler's right there. Tom Johnson, currently our 4th place driver, he is way out of it. He's not going to be able to do it. But these drivers up here, Billy Wise and these drivers battling side by sides, allowing Chris Roberts to get right onto Koneman's tail, and Billy Wise stays low in front of the leaders. That's going to pack everybody up even closer. Chris Roberts now in striking distance on Don Koneman as we see Travis Zunema coming out of the pits. This is your battle for first. Koneman, Roberts, and Chandler coming out of turn number 4. 5 more laps to go here with the SK Super Series. Can Don Koneman hold it off 2 weeks in a row? Or will Chris Roberts make a move on Koneman in the closing laps and take home his first win here this season? Koneman's starting to put 0.3 of a second in between him. He's got some open space in front of him, which is very lucky for Koneman as he comes out of turn 4. 3 more laps to go now. And I believe these drivers are just going to kind of hang on here. I don't think Chandler's going to have anything for Chris Roberts, and I don't think Chris Roberts is going to have anything for Koneman. Popsicle sticks are in the air. 2 more laps to go for your leaders. Next time around will be the white flag. And everybody's basically single file. Koneman takes the white flag. 1 more lap to go. And Koneman doing a fantastic job in that number 99 machine. He won last week at Langley with Johnny Berardi's paint scheme, and he comes back out now and wins one for Swagger in. Congratulations, Don Koneman. He is going to be your winner for round number 8 at Lanier. Chris Roberts is going to come home in second. Harrison Chandler third. Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistencies, once again finishing in 4th. Andrew Smith does a great job in that number 87. He is going to round out in the top 5. And he is going to take the point for most positions gained, moving up 8 positions in the race. Stephen Kiefer going to take 6th. Thomas Wise 7th. Jacob DeGrand 8th. And Dalton Brown in 9th. Billy Wise in that 32 machine did manage to get a top 10 out of it. But Don Koneman taking home the win in the number 99. Swagger in. Whelen Modified. What a drive tonight. 100 laps was the distance, and we really saw some awesome racing tonight. Only a couple cautions, which was absolutely beautiful to see. Here are your race results. 14 drivers entered. Only 6 drivers finished on the lead lap. What a drive that was for your leaders. Let's see if we can get down there and get some of your leaders in here and ready to go. Alrighty, folks. So here we go. What a drive. We do not see Harrison Chandler. He finished 3rd. But we are going to bring up what we would consider the driver of the day, Andrew Smith in the number 87 machine. Andrew, you had a fantastic night tonight. You put it 3rd place on the speed charts in practice, and then you come out here and you get yourself a top 5. You get the point for most positions gained. How was your drive this evening, buddy?
It was great. I had a really good car. Just took my time. You know, I apologized to Billy for the beginning of the race. I got into him a little bit and got him around, but we recovered. Luckily, it was a lot of green flag racing, and I had a long run car.
Yeah, so what was the difference between your practice and your race? You were up there at P3. What made you want having that speed in practice? What made you want to start at the back this evening?
Honestly, I'm really not good. I'm still working on restarts, and I find it easier to start at the back and build my confidence, and it seems to work out most of the time.
Well, it definitely seemed like it worked out pretty good today. 5th place, a pretty decent points run. You got anybody you want to thank for the awesome night you had tonight?
Well, I want to thank Jeff at Marconi Setup Shop for the setup, and my sponsors at Oxford Plains Speedway. Maybe one of the guys are watching, and Glenn with Simability, and you for broadcasting. You're doing an awesome job. I can't wait to watch it back later.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on a great night tonight, Andrew. Hopefully, we see you up in the top 3, and we get you up in the booth for a podium interview. But great race tonight, and good luck next week at the next All-Star Challenge at Martinsville.
Thanks. I look forward to it and hope I have another good car.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Smith, he's going to be what we call the driver of the day, finishing in P5, doing a fantastic job wheeling that car and keeping it out of trouble. Coming up next, he was right there with 5 laps to go, but just didn't have enough to get it done. Chris Roberge, P2 tonight. How was the car this evening?
The practice was a little tough, so I had to try and adjust some settings and all that stuff. And I guess I found a sweet spot, and I kept up with Don most of the race. Actually, Tom and I were battling for 2nd place for a long time. I was out the outside, kind of surprising the car couldn't stick up there. They usually don't stick really well up there, but I managed to stick with Don most of the race, and P2 is better than last. It's a win for me.
So Don had that little bit of lead on you, and you had that number 29 machine, Harrison Chandler, behind you. We've seen him come out here and win. We've seen that he's fast. We've seen that he is somewhat risky. How does it make you feel when you see someone with that kind of speed and pace in your rearview mirror, as close as he was for as long as he was in this long but very short race?
Yeah, yes. I'm trying to keep low because that's the best line so I'm just trying to keep that low line as much as I can. So the high line is kind of hard to do, but it's just keep the low line, keep it blocked so he can't get around me.
Well, you did a fantastic job. P2 this evening. Who do you got to thank for this awesome run tonight?
Big thanks for Billy Wise, the Simability Racing with getting all this organized for everybody here. Thanks for my teammate Don for teaching me just keep up with him most of the time, so he really liked that. Big thanks to you broadcasting, thank you. Big support of my wife, that's part of myself, and from everybody else that I race with, Chop Shop Racing, Signature Esports. He's a broadcast on that race, but he always cheers me on a lot. Thanks for everything.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Roberge, your 2nd place finisher this evening. And now we've got the man of the hour. With that win, he did gain a few points on the leader of the championship. Don Koneman joins us in the booth. Don, how was your race tonight? And congratulations on the victory. I see you still have the 99 of Johnny Berardi on there, but you've got Swagger in on there this week.
Yeah, that was a little mix-up in the league admin not getting the numbers changed in time, but next week we'll be back in the 97.
So you won last week at Langley for Johnny Berardi and that number 99 machine, and it was a very emotional win. Did that help you, or did that kind of make you feel like you had a little more work to do this week, jumping back in the Swagger In car?
Honestly, it was more so I was just sad that Johnny couldn't make it tonight. He was supposed to maybe be here, but I guess he couldn't make it, and that's all I really had to think about it. Getting in another car is getting in another car.
Gotcha. Well, you led most of the race tonight. We saw that you had a little bit of time where you lost, just trying to be cautious around those lap cars. Did it make you nervous seeing Roberts get right up to your bumper, right so close to the end while you were trying to navigate the lap traffic?
No, I was aware he was there, and I didn't think he would try to push me in the lap traffic. I knew as soon as we were by the lap traffic, it was game on, and he did try to throw it in there as soon as we got there. I give him credit, but he just couldn't get her under there enough.
Well, congratulations on another victory that moves you that much closer. I believe you are 3 points away from Tom Johnson now. Possibly even a couple points difference for that championship. So next week at the All-Star Challenge at Martinsville, we will have standard points, but you're also at the farthest down with that All-Star Challenge. You are at 1 point for the All-Star Challenge Series. Do you look to take home that win there at Martinsville, or is that not one of your favorite tracks?
No, I like the hairpin there. It's one that we actually have to break in these cars, so it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you there. Who do you got to thank for your win tonight?
Swagger In and everybody that shows up and makes it happen every week.
There you have it. Don Koneman, congratulations. Your winner this evening for the Simability SK Super Series. What a round 8 it was tonight. We had such an awesome race, only a couple cautions, and a lot of things changed up. It was really rough seeing Travis Zudema. He ends up finishing down in 13th position, which definitely is not going to help with that. But now we got to go and look at our schedule, because next week is a big, big week for these drivers. We go to Martinsville for the All-Star Challenge race number 2. 4 races, 4 different tracks, and whoever has the most points accumulated for those 4 races is going to win a cash prize. It is a very prestigious race these guys are racing for. We saw some hard battling on February 1st at Five Flags for the first race, and I have no doubt that we are going to have the same at Martinsville for round number 2. After we hit Martinsville, March 15, we move to New Smyrna Speedway, and then on the 22nd, 3 weeks from now, we're actually going to go to North Wilkesboro Speedway, and these guys are really going to get to open them up and do a little bit of drafting and really see what they got with a basically full throttle racetrack all the way around. Should see some close racing and should see some awesome action from those races. So make sure you come and check it back out. Other than that, once again, if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and hit all them notifications so you know when we go live. And as always, make sure you send us a chat in the streams. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you're having fun with. And as always, y'all have a great night. We will see you guys next week.